When the Night Stalker movie premiered on ABC in 1972, it became the highest rated original TV movie at that time on US television. It was broadcast as part of the ABC Movie of the Week series and featured investigative reporter KOLCHAK, a middle-aged, cynical news hound dressed in a rumpled seersucker suit with his signature straw hat. In the movie, KOLCHAK suspects that a serial killer who is loose in Las Vegas is actually a real-life, blood-drinking vampire. No one believes KOLCHAK, of course, but we get to follow his investigative journey into finding and eventually stopping the vampire. The movie was based on a short novel by author Jeff Rice titled The KOLCHAK Papers. It was picked up by producer Dan Curtis, who was best known at the time for his work on the TV show Dark Shadows, and adapted by veteran science fiction and horror writer Richard Matheson. Matheson had also worked closely with Rod Serling on The Twilight Zone, where he penned the incredible episodes Nightmare at 20,000 Feet, Steel, and Little Girl Lost, among others. The role of KOLCHAK went to Darren McGavin, who breathed life into the role. In the beginning, they were looking for someone completely different to play the part. KOLCHAK was supposed to be a big guy who wore Hawaiian shirts. When Darren came in, he came up with the idea of the wrinkled suit, straw hat, and tennis shoes, as KOLCHAK had come from New York. That's what McGavin remembered as what reporters in New York looked like when he was starting off as an actor there. McGavin had previously worked in Broadway, film, and television, and is best known as the father of Ralphie Parker in the classic movie A Christmas Story. McGavin played the part of KOLCHAK with scene-stealing enthusiasm and incredible charm. Acting as KOLCHAK's newspaper editor was stage, screen, and television actor Simon Oakland, who played KOLCHAK's foil, Tony Vincenzo. He and KOLCHAK were always at odds over the story KOLCHAK was chasing. Even when KOLCHAK was proven to be right about whatever the creature was at the heart of the killings, the newspaper story he wrote always had to be buried at the end. The vampire in Night Stalker was played by Barry Atwater, an established character actor who made appearances on such classic shows as The Twilight Zone, Perry Mason, and the original Star Trek as Sorak, the father of Vulcan philosophy. Atwater had no speaking part in the movie, but this made him all the more terrifying. The first movie, when released, did so well, in fact, that it was released in Europe as a theatrical movie. A sequel was then planned, and ABC asked Richard Matheson to pen a second movie. Called The Night Strangler, the show featured another serial killer located in Seattle that would, like the title states, strangle his victims and use their blood to stay alive for over a century. Dan Curtis, the producer of the first movie, also produced and directed the second film. Simon Oakland again reprised his role as KOLCHAK's editor, Tony Vincenzo. A third film was then planned for 1974, titled The Night Killers, and a script was written which would have been set in Hawaii, with KOLCHAK investigating an alien invasion plot with android replicas replacing important political figures. Instead, because of the success of the movies, ABC decided to go with an ongoing TV series. The TV show aired in the 1974-75 season, and 22 episodes were set to be produced. Dan Curtis ended any further involvement with the series, and unfortunately for ABC, neither they nor Universal had gotten author Jeff Rice's permission for doing a TV series. Rice then sued the network, but the lawsuit was quickly resolved and the series debuted in the fall of '74, airing on Friday nights. David Chase, who later created The Sopranos for HBO, was hired as a story editor and writer, which was his first regular position in Hollywood. Chase is credited as story editor on 8 episodes and also helped to rewrite 12 other episodes. In his own words, Chase ended up writing about 70% of the series. McGavin agreed to return as KOLCHAK after some negotiation. When it first aired, the show was simply called The Night Stalker. It was set in Chicago, where KOLCHAK now worked at the independent news service. He would face off against bizarre adversaries every week, from vampires to werewolves to creatures dredged up out of obscure folklore. KOLCHAK carried a camera, but somehow the pictures always ended up lost or destroyed. Simon Oakland was back as KOLCHAK's boss Vincenzo, and Jack Grinnage played Ron Updike, Kolchak's rival at the news service. Kolchak would often refer to Updike as uptight in the series. After the first 4 episodes, the Night Stalker went on hiatus for a month, and then returned with a new title, KOLCHAK, the Night Stalker. When it first aired, ABC ran the show at 10 p.m. on Friday nights, which was a terrible time slot for a show aimed at a younger audience. They switched the time slot to 8 p.m. Fridays in January after a winter break, but it was too late by then. By August, the last 4 episodes were shown on Saturday nights where almost no one would see them. McGavin himself took a very hands-on approach to the series, as he would constantly rewrite the scripts to better suit the direction of his character. He was also running his own writing operation with his wife at the time. He was very displeased with the direction of the show, and confronted the series producer and writers about it many times. He was also growing very tired of the exhausting filming schedule and the Monster of the Week format. This caused quite a bit of tension as McGavin wanted to take total control of the show. According to writer David Chase, there were almost fistfights that broke out behind the scenes. McGavin and producer Cy Chermak didn't get along at all and would never even speak to each other after a while. After just 20 episodes, McGavin asked to be released from his contract with 2 scripts remaining to be filmed. ABC granted his request as the show's ratings continued to decline. But that was not the end of the story. CBS had purchased the rights to 16 of the 20 episodes and aired the episode The Vampire on the CBS Late Movie in May of '79. Incredibly, the episode was a smash hit with late-night viewers, and instead of airing the rest of the episodes that summer, CBS decided to hold them back until the fall, where they thought it would attract more of an audience. Universal, meanwhile, had withheld the rights to 4 episodes, which they released as 2 television movies in 1976. Crackle of Death combined the episodes Fireball and the Energy Eater, and the second movie, Demon and the Mummy, combined the episodes Demon and Lace and Legacy of Terror. In the meantime, KOLCHAK the Night Stalker was so successful on CBS that they brought it back both in 1981 and then in the 1987-88 season. In 1990, Universal finally released the rights to the missing 4 episodes, and then all 20 episodes were finally able to be seen as originally broadcast. They were shown together on the Sci-Fi channel in the early 1990s. Release of the entire show followed soon after with Columbia House Home Video and later on DVD in 2005. The concept also inspired producer and writer Chris Carter in his creation of The X-Files. Carter would later seek out McGavin to play the role of Mulder's father, William Mulder, on The X-Files, but McGavin turned him down. Later on, Carter convinced McGavin to come on the show, where he was given the role of a retired FBI agent named Arthur Dales, an agent that helped to create The X-Files. By 2013, Netflix was offering the show on its streaming platform for a limited time. Finally, in 2016, Universal released a digitally remastered version of the show. KOLCHAK the Night Stalker lasted for only 1 incredible season, but it became the blueprint for all investigative supernatural horror shows that would follow. The series has since become a cult classic and still plays in syndication to this day. Darren McGavin passed away on February 25, 2006, but will always be remembered as KOLCHAK, wearing his rumpled seersucker suit, trademark straw hat, and tennis shoes, chasing down monsters and demons as the intrepid and fearless reporter, Carl Kolchak, the one and only Night Stalker. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and come back for more classic TV and movie trivia, reviews, and retrospectives on Rerun Zone. Goodbye for now.